So I have just played Xbox, xCloud, Xbox Gaming on an old Android device, and I've got to say it is pretty good. So what are we going to do today? We're basically going to show you what you need in order to get yourself on there and gaming in the cloud with Xbox. So, fourth main things you need here. Obviously, you've probably seen this on YouTube already. Uh, and Xbox have done videos on this, but I'm going to go through each one in turn and then drill down into each one with more detail to see what you need. You need an Xbox Ultimate account. You need, number two, you need an Xbox Bluetooth controller. Number three, you need an Android device. And number four, you need the Xbox Game Pass app installed on that Android device. Okay, so Xbox Ultimate, right, you need an Xbox Ultimate account or Ultimate Game Pass account. Okay, so if you haven't got one of those, you're going to have to go online and subscribe to it, and it's a monthly payment that you're going to have to make. But check your account because you might already have this. Luckily enough, I've already got mine. I was offered it from Xbox for a very cheap price, and mine expires in November 2020. So I've had this from about April, May time, even though I've not really used it or been playing any of the games on the Xbox. Okay, so that's Xbox Ultimate. Search that up. You can pay for that through Xbox or on the Microsoft Store or Microsoft website. Okay, so the Bluetooth controller you're going to need. Okay, and the first question here is, how do I know if it's a Bluetooth controller or not? You might have several different types at home. You might have accumulated several different controllers from different Xboxes, maybe the original Xbox One, or you might have one from an Xbox One X as well, or a One S. So this is what to look for. You are looking for a around the Xbox logo at the top, it's all one piece plastic. That's what you're looking for. If it's got a separate shiny kind of section to it, that is not Bluetooth, as you'll see here. Okay, even though one may have a 3.5mm headphone jack in the front, that's not enough to differentiate it between a Bluetooth and non-Bluetooth controller. So you're going to need a Bluetooth controller. And of course, you're going to need to pair it to your Android device to begin with as well. And we do that just by basically letting the Android device search for Bluetooth, search for the item, and then pressing the little button on the front of the controller so that the logo is flashing and in pairing mode. Okay, you're going to need an Android device. Now, you're going to need an Android device with version 6 Plus. You're going to need Wi-Fi or a data connection of some sort. And then the last 2 points are really important. The Wi-Fi's got to really be dual band. It's got to be a 5 gigahertz connection. It's no good signing this up with a 2.4. Luckily, my old tablet is a 5 gigahertz version. And finally, you're going to need Bluetooth at least version 4. My tablet is 4.1. I think that's to do with connecting to the controller. Finally, the Xbox Game Pass app. Okay, you can get this on the Google Play Store, you can get it on the Samsung Galaxy Store, and this is what it looks like if you're looking on the Google Play Store. It's called Xbox Game Pass. That's the app you're going to need. Don't go and find, I found one called something like Xbox Game Pass Beta or something like that, and I installed that first as the first one that came up in the search, and it didn't work, so I quickly uninstalled that. This is the one you need to install. So now this was my Android testing device, and I was quite amazed that everything went so smoothly. Okay, so the version that you're going to see, the tablet that I'm using, this white tablet, it's a Samsung Galaxy Tab A, and actually it's quite old now. I bought it in 2016. It's currently 2020. The model I've got is an SMT580 model. It wasn't that expensive. It was about £150, I think. It's running currently Android 8.1. So it's well above the 6, but it's not the latest by any means. It's not 9, 10, 11. It's got 2 gig of RAM on board, and luckily it's got Bluetooth 4.2, so that's good for connecting to the controller. And even luckier than that, it's dual band for such an old kind of cheap tablet, which is brilliant. So it's not so important about the Android version of 6. I mean, if you go back to 6, you're probably not going to find a tablet or a phone that's got dual band that was probably Android 6. So all those, the dual band's important, and the Android version is important as well, and obviously the Bluetooth important because you want it to be above 4. Okay. So here, basically, once you've loaded it up, if it lets me go back. Okay, I'll click home. Home. Once you've loaded it up again, and you've signed in, you'll basically get a list of all the games that you can play on here, which is pretty good, and they're in categories, or you can see show all games. So I didn't know what the heck to pick to start off with, just to demo this, so I sort of picked Forza Horizon to show you. So you can say install to something on here. I can put it on my Xbox if I wanted to, which is quite good. I don't know what else you can do here. Add to play later, add to remote install, but we're just going to play straight away on here. Okay. So it takes a few seconds to load up. The router's downstairs. I'm on the first floor. It's running on 5 gigahertz. I wonder if I tried it on my S10 phone it would be quicker. You may see some pixelization on this. I did notice that, but it didn't really distract too much from the gaming. It's a shame I've got the reflection on the screen. There you go. So here we are. Just gonna start the game. It says loading. So you can see from here the graphics are pretty good. I mean, this is a full HD tablet. You may see some pixelization in the screen where it's a little bit laggy, but I was quite amazed by the quality of it actually. It seems that you don't have to install anything. You don't have to wait for 50 gig to come down, even if you was on a PC or take up storage space on a tablet or anything like that, and it's pretty good. I mean, the only downside I can see is why when you would play it though, that's the trouble. Obviously the adverts show people in parks sort of playing things. I mean, if you try to look at a screen in bright sunshine, and obviously you've got to have a good data connection really. The only other downside I can see is that you obviously don't own the games, and the games are not yours, and that there's a limited choice. I say limited, there's about 100 games at the moment. The only other problem is that what if those games, one of those is like your favourite, and it gets taken out, which has happened to sort of Grand Theft Auto, and Dead Red Redemption 2 was in there for a little bit, but it seems to have disappeared. So, which obviously makes you then go out and buy the disc really, but you wouldn't want to buy the disc because you could actually play these games without actually having an Xbox whatsoever. You could just buy your Ultimate account, I think, and just play it on your Android. You can see some pixelization on the screen. You can see those. I had some on the bottom left and some on the top, but it refreshes itself out of the way pretty quickly. So I'm quite impressed overall with it, I must admit. I hope you liked the video. If you do, please give it a like, and please subscribe as well, as I'm going to be putting out some more videos about this in the future. Thanks.